What's up, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back. Happy Monday to all. Just changing a few things real quick here. Where's that thing? Oh, here it is. There we go. What's up? What's up? Hi. How are you guys doing? Hopefully pretty good. New week. So let's go ahead and make some money. Let me go ahead and fit. So today we're going to be covering some bridges. Looks like we have bridge season coming pretty soon. So obviously what I want to do is to add as much volume as possible. Let's see what we can get out of it. There is a lot of good bridges that we can farm. There is a lot of good bridges, guys. So we're going to be covering all of them. And obviously see which one I do think might bring the most amount of money. But most of them, since they're basically connected, I do think if you have some funds, you should be able to use many of them. But we do have a pretty long list to look into. So also, if you guys have any type of good bridge, go ahead and add it in the comment section so we can also check it out. But starting number first, I did a video today, which is on Hyperlane. Hyperlane is not really a bridge, but it is a bridge technology, just like Layer 0, just like Wormhole. So what I'm trying to do is to add as much volume as possible and also do it quick, because you guys know Wormhole, we thought that we had a lot of time to get involved with it, myself included, and now I don't want to I don't want to do the same thing. So go ahead and check that video out if you haven't, obviously after the live stream, but still I'm gonna show you guys the process here. Pretty easy to use, pretty simple, and also it is not that expensive, to be honest. So let's go ahead and check some info. So Hyperlane, they raised 18.5 million, you guys can see, from Variant, Circle, Kraken, Figment, NFX, and many others. So at least we know they have some good backers, so that's a good thing. Let's go ahead and remove this. Now, if you want to use it, obviously what you need to do is use some bridges that are using their technology. Number one, we have Nexus. We also have Nautilus, which let me go ahead and refresh this. And lastly, we have Merkley. You guys know that we have been using Merkley for many things, for Wormhole, for Layer 0, for Polyhedra also, but we can also use it for Hyperlane. It is pretty inexpensive to use. Now, if you use Merkley, you will be adding only transaction count, not volume. So obviously you need to be using something else if you want to increase your volume. But for Merkley, it is pretty good if you're running low in cash and you just want to add a lot of transaction. Pretty inexpensive. With $5, you can add a lot of transactions on Merkley. Most of the time, it should be 20 cents, 30 cents per transaction. Let's see what else. So Nexus is really the one that we're going to be using to add some volume, which you guys have the option to use Celestia, Neutron, which by the way, it is kind of expensive, to be honest. It costs right now to bridge from Neutron 0.27 TIA, which is around $5 to $6. So that one is expensive. But you guys can also use Menta, you can also use Arbitrum, or you can use Celestia to bridge your funds. Obviously, Celestia and Neutron, what you're going to be using is your Kepler or Leap wallet, and then Menta and Arbitrum is EVM, so MetaMask, Rabi, or whatever you're using. Pretty simple to use. I already bridged some funds, which is 1.6 TIA that I sent. Actually, I sent 2 from Celestia to Neutron, and then I bridge 1.6 to Neutron, from Neutron to Menta. And I'm just going to continue to repeat the cycle. Later on today, I'm going to be adding a little bit more TIA so I can increase my volume faster. Basically, that's it. There's really nothing else to do. Just add volume, just like layer 0, just like wormhole. Nautilus, the same. You guys can use Binance. You can use Nautilus chain, which uses ZBC token. And also they have the option for Solana. So right there, you can cover some pretty good amount of network. That would be 3. And here it is 4. So if you do the whole process, that is 7 networks in total. So not bad at all. Then you guys have Merkley, which is extremely easy to use. Just by going to Merkley, HFT bridge, what you will be minting is the Merk token. It is worthless. You're not going to be spending it on anything. They're just giving you something to bridge from one chain to the other, but it is worth nothing. So you can claim as many as you wish. You guys can do, I don't know, let me go ahead and click on start over. So you can do 20 per chain, which would be 157. It doesn't really matter the amount that you're claiming. It is basically the same. I usually just go with 5 or 3 per chain, and once I have it, then I start bridging. So for one example here, let's say I have 63. Let me drop it to 5. If I do start bridging, I can then bridge from Arbitrum to Optimism, to Avalanche, to BSC, to Genesis, to Base, Celo, Polygon ZK EVM, Moonbeam, Polygon, and also Scroll, and obviously Ethereum, which is extremely expensive. So right there, we're basically covered. And once we have more dApps, we can go ahead and also add it to increase our diversification. Does volume matter for farming ZK Sync? If yes, how to make volume while staying out of Sibyl? Everything you're doing on chain is volume. So obviously, yes, everything you're doing on chain. So if you're taking one transaction, that is volume. If you're adding liquidity, that is volume. If you're purchasing an NFT, that is volume. If you're bridging from ZK Sync to another chain, that is also volume. So in the end, Sibyl is really if you have many wallets connected and you're doing the same thing over and over. Most likely if you're just using ZK Sync as usual, just like Arbitrum, just like Optimism, just like many others, the chances of you getting banned from an airdrop are pretty low if you're not doing dumb things. If you're just purchasing some NFTs, testing some platforms, you should be good. Like, no worries on that. Swap as many times as you wish. Obviously, mix it up. Don't spend a whole week just swapping from USDC to USDT back and forth. But you can change it to maybe ETH, then you use another DEX, then you maybe mint an NFT, you maybe sell it, then you go and add some liquidity, you bridge out of ZK Sync. Just mix it up as much as possible, but use it just like a normal user. And most likely you will not get banned. And in case you don't know, again, volume is just what you're doing on chain. The amount of funds that you're using multiplied by the amount of transactions. So if you have $100 and you take 10 swap, that is 1K in volume. If you do it 100 times, that is 10K in volume, so on and so forth. What's up? What's up? Pretty good. Doing great. So yeah, that's basically covered for Hyperlane. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. But I do think it is pretty easy to use. If you already started farming layer 0, most likely you guys know the process on how to use Merkley. But again, once you go to HFT, just mint some tokens. From there, you can just bridge it. So for example, if I think I haven't used Base. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. So right there, that is one transaction that I am sending to Base. As easy as that. From there, you can also use Optimism to send your funds. You can also use Celo, Avalanche, and many others. Just make sure that you're using multiple chains. What's up, brother? Hello. So yeah, I think that's it. Again, be as active as possible on this one because we don't know. Might be next week, it might be in 2 months, it might be in 10. But make sure to add a lot of volume. Once you're done, you can also use zksync.netlify.app to check your volume. As usual, it is not 100% accurate, so just for you to have some insights. So right now it is saying that I have 6 transactions. I use 2 source chains, which are Arbitrum and BNB, and I have sent my funds to Base, Avalanche, Optimism, Celo, Polygon, and then Genesis. I assume you can also combo it with gas top up. Yes, but it is not available right now for Hyperlane. So that's why I'm only talking about HFT. You can also use the NFT. But my only issue with the NFT is that you do have to approve each transaction per NFT. So if you're minting, let's say 100 tokens here, let me switch to Arbitrum. So if I want to claim 55 tokens, I'm only going to be paying for 1 transaction. But if I go to HNFT and then I want to mint 11 NFTs, I will have to approve or confirm each transaction, which can be a little bit expensive. Not too much. Obviously, you can still use it a few times. But for me, I do think HFT is a little bit less expensive since I don't need to approve each transaction one by one for me to claim the tokens. But obviously, go ahead and use both of them. And whenever we have gas refuel available, we're going to be using it. Right now, I think it is available for layer 0. Yeah, here it is. OFT, which is basically the same, just like minting the tokens and then sending it. Now, one quick trick that I have found on Merkley for layer 0 is that you can use also ZK Sync. So instead of you using something like Arbitrum and just adding transactions just for you to farm layer 0, what you can do instead is use ZK Sync, because each transaction that you're taking on ZK Sync might increase your ranking for the airdrop. So right there, if I do ZK Sync, I don't think I have funds on ZK just for testing. So I have 99 tokens right now, which I can use. Let me drop it. I can do stored bridging. And from there, for example, I can send some to Kento. Let's see how much it would be. Most likely like $1. Yeah, 95 cents. So at least I know my transaction are actually helping me on ZK Sync, but at the same time, also for layer 0. So right there, I'm farming 2 things at the same time. So let's go ahead and confirm. There you go. So now I have 1 transaction on ZK Sync extra. Obviously, you guys can use many more things, which would be the best way to do it. Just in case, I do think that is a pretty good way to add some volume. They also have Linea. Actually, they have Zora also available. What else is tokenless here? I think that's it, right? Yeah, I think that are the only chains that are tokenless. Well, they also have Base, but I'm not really expecting an airdrop for Base. My pleasure, my pleasure. Am I farming Avail testnet? No, I'm not. Actually, no. Let me go ahead and take a note. Actually, I should. Didn't know that they had a testnet. It's a good way to check all the recipient chains. Yeah, correct. Great content as always. I started to use Hyperliquid using your link. I did use LogX. Should we see LogX point on the airdrop tab? I think so. Let me go ahead and check. I don't remember if we have an airdrop tab for LogX. I guess. Let's see. Nah, I don't think you should be able to see it. Well, at least I'm not seeing my points here. Unless it is, no, rewards. Is it for referrals? No. Okay, yeah. So right here, you guys could see your points. So trading points, I have 57. Liquidity, I have 4 or 3. And I also have a few cards here that I can open. Oh, nice. 315 points. Cool. Let's see what else I can get. So 1.86, etc. So yeah, here it is. And multiplier, I think it is for providing liquidity or having the NFTs. Open those cards. I actually hate doing this, to be honest. I would love to have like a button that I can click to open all my cards. So there you go. I think we're done with the cards. And just one more. So there you go. So I have 415 points, trading points. So yeah, but I'm not too active, to be honest, on LogX. I just use it for orderly, and that's it. Most of the time I'm using just Hyperliquid directly on the platform. I do like it a little bit more that way. So yeah, so hopefully that makes sense for layer 0. Super easy to use. I do like to use it the days that I don't have a lot of funds. So for example, just like today, just have like $1 or $2 that I want to spend on layer 0, then I would go to Merkley, send some funds. At least I know that I'm covered for today. Maybe tomorrow I can also use some more funds to bridge that might be from OMNIBTC, Jumper, or any other bridge that is available for layer 0, or Stargate Finance directly, Sushi, and many others. But these are the type of transactions that I try to take on a daily basis. How many points I have for Hebrew? What is Hebrew? Or Nibiru? If it is Nibiru, I think I have like 28k points. Let's see. $31. That is the amount of points that I have. 31k. So yeah, next on the list, which is another one that I'm pretty excited about because I don't think there is a lot of people using it, which is deBridge. So it looks like they're gonna have a point system pretty soon, but obviously if you start using it today, most likely your points will be bigger. They might take it into consideration, just like OG points or something like that. Pretty easy to use. So you guys can send some funds from ETH, BNB, Polygon, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Solana, Linea, Optimism, Base, and Neon, which I'm not sure what is Neon, but it is here. You guys can use it. Other than that, they also have the DLN platform, so you guys can swap on it and also do some cross-chain. To be honest, I don't know what is the difference, but I just use both of them. So here it is, so you guys can bridge some funds, ETH, Arbitrum, etc. Neon, basically the same thing, just make sure that you use it. That's it. And you guys know that most likely, once we get the airdrop for wormhole or layer 0, most of these bridges are gonna come with a token just to catch the wave. So make sure that you add enough transaction any days active on these projects. deBridge is actually pretty good. Another one obviously is Jumper, and they're extremely active on Twitter. You do have the option to use Jumper. So let's do Jumper, ETH, Optimism, something like that. You do have the option to select target finance here. So by choosing this, you're basically adding some volume towards layer 0. Obviously, target finance is not tokenless, so you're not going to be receiving an airdrop for target finance. But at least if you use this router right here, then you're going to be adding some volume towards Jumper and also layer 0. So that's a 2-in-1. It's kind of hard. So yeah, Jumper, another one. Most likely I'm expecting that airdrop this year. So that would be deBridge, Jumper. I also like OMNIBTC just because it gives you the option to also select layer 0. Not sure how much money we can do out of it or make out of it, but still a pretty good option. So for example, I can do something like this. 0.01. And then you guys have the option right here to select layer 0. Also, I think you can do it to BSC. So Arbitrum to BNB, I do think you have the option to do it for layer 0 and also Polygon. Yeah, here it is. And lastly, to Polygon. There we go. Let's see. I'm at 6K points on LogX. That's a lot. I'm under 500. Me too. I switch to Hyperliquid. It's better. Yeah, I do think it is less expensive if you're using Hyperliquid directly. Still good if you want to farm LogX, to do it on LogX. But for me, Hyperliquid is one of my top priority right now. So that's why I'm just doing it directly. You're farming everything. Dude, everything. If I see money, I'm there. Did you know that 35K wallets are staking over 200 Dimension tokens? Yeah, okay. Yeah, but in the end, there is around 600,000 wallets on Dimension. So most likely, if you're staking anywhere between 100 up to 200, you should do pretty good. And it is not that expensive. Like 50 is what? $300, $400? 50 by around 7. Yeah, $350. It is not that super expensive. Obviously, it is not super cheap for some of us. But if you do like for a month, so each week you allocate $87, I do think it is completely possible. So by the end of this month or next month, you should have more than 50. Something like 55. Is it cutting? Let's see. Also, I think I am connected to my other router. Yeah, I am. Where is my other one? Here it is. That should be a little bit better, so let me know. I think it could get better now. What's the site for native bridge for Scroll? Scroll.io. That's the website. Once you're here, I think you should see the option for bridging. Here it is, bridge into Scroll. So from Ethereum to Scroll, here it is. Just so you know, it will be pretty expensive right now. Did you farm Mimlin Quest? No, I didn't. Not something that I was really interested into. Other than that, there's actually another project that I saw the other day, but I'm not sure how good it is, which is... Nah, I think it is too small, to be honest. There is another bridge that is called Super Bridge. Not sure if I want to farm that. Also, they only have like 1.8K followers. So, yeah, not really interested in that, to be honest. That is another option. If you guys want to go crazy, you can. So that would be Super Bridge. You can also use Orbiter, obviously. They might do pretty good. Only thing is, try to do the task, because most of the time you will be getting more points if you just go with the task than just bridging. So right now they have bridging, one transaction, any amount of ETH from any network to Arbitrum. So you get 5 points. So if you do all of these, actually that's a pretty good amount of points. Yeah. Obviously, you're going to be spending some funds on gas fees, but if you can do all of them, that's what? 40, 57, 69, 79, 89, 104. 104 points if you complete all of these. Not bad. So yeah, Orbiter is actually another one. But I do think if you're gonna do it, just make sure to do the quest. That would be the best way for you to get as many points as possible, just by doing the quest. Because taking transaction, just bridging, usually they don't add a lot of points for that. Good thing I did way back when they were minting the OG scroll. Oh, you mean for the Genesis? Yeah, I also did it. Which you had to create a contract, deploy a contract for scroll. Best decision ever. So that is one. Bungie is actually another one. And also, most of these projects actually they have backers. So Orbiter, I know they have. The only thing is I'm not sure if we can check how much money they raise. Nah, we don't know. But they raise some money from Redpoint, Mask, Ember, OKX, Skyland, and many others. So that would be one. Jumper, I think they raise like 28. No, it is Li-Fi. Li.fi. Here it is. So LeFi is the parent company for Jumper. They raise $23 million. Not bad at all. Obviously, Circle, they're just purchasing and investing in everything. Superscript, L1, CoinFund, 1KX, Coinbase, not bad. Let's check Bungie, would be another one. Looks like they don't. Nah. Well, at least I don't have the information. But still, Bungie is pretty good. Most likely we should get an airdrop in the future. Oh, it is by socket. Here it is. So this one is for Bungie. $12.8 million raised. 800K from Arbitrum. Nice. Coinbase. OpenSea. Coinbase again. Lightspeed, Framework. Many others. So actually all of them, they have backers. Bungie, which is obviously Socket. Orbiter. Jumper, but the parent company is LeFi. O2 is another one. I don't know if they raise money. No, they don't. Nah, doesn't look like O2. Nah. But O2 is pretty good also. And they have like a point system. So if you guys use it, you're gonna be earning some points. Just like Orbiter. It looks like everything is a point system now. I'm actually a millionaire in points. There we go. So yeah, you get some points by bridging. And what the heck is that? T-Pay token pocket. Okay, so there is like an event. If you bridge, you might get almost 9K. Okay, cool. And you can also check in here, which you do have to pay some fees, but you can use ZK Sync, which is tokenless, or Chroma, so you can also add some transactions. So if there is any bridging today, check in, you will earn double points. Okay, cool. So if you're bridging that day, make sure to at least check in so you can get double points. deBridge, we already covered. deBridge, that was the first one. deBridge is one of my top priority right now. Jumper also, but I have a lot of transaction on Jumper. I think my volume right now is around 30K on Jumper. On most of my wallets, even on this wallet, I do have a lot of transaction on Jumper. So I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously, I'm still going to be using it. But if we go here, you guys can see the crazy amount of transactions that I have. Yeah. Just look at this. So I have a lot of volume on Jumper. And this is not even my main wallet. So for now, I do think I'm quite good with Jumper. Usually, if I am using it, it is for Stargate Finance, so I can select the route and also farm layer 0 at the same time. If not, then I'm using deBridge or Bungie or Orbiter. But whenever I want to farm layer 0, then I'm using OMNIBTC or Jumper. And for all the other things, sometime O2, then Bungie, and then Orbiter. Let's see if I can remember any other bridge that I have used in the past. Oh yeah, we do have some more. Yeah, for sure. So here's another one. I do like this one a lot. SquidRouter. So if you want to send some funds to something like Celestia, one sec. Here it is. So for SquidRouter, you do have the option to bridge to Cosmos. So that's a good thing. They are also tokenless, so most likely we should be receiving an airdrop in the future. So yeah, here it is. So you have the option to use Ethereum, Arbitrum, all the EVM, but you also have the option for Osmosis, for Atom, for Celestia, Kujira, Neutron, Stargate. I think they were going to add Injective. No, actually it is available already. So Injective, I don't know if they have Dimension. No, they don't, but still pretty good. And again, most likely they should have an airdrop pretty soon. So maybe this year. So SquidRouter is another one that I would add to the list. Other than that, there is one that is small that I added a few transactions just for fun, which is let's see if I can find the link for it. Here it is, MiniBridge. It is quite decent, nothing crazy to be honest, but they have something like reward. So if you use it, you're gonna be earning some points. Again, same bullshit, same point system. So you do get some points, and most likely in the future, that would be an airdrop for M and B tokens. So you can bridge, and looks like now you can swap. So actually that can be pretty good if you guys want to add some volume on ZK Sync, since it is available. So you guys can do the same chain swap on ZK Sync. And obviously you're diversifying a little bit your transactions. So yeah, MiniBridge is actually a good one to use. Other than that, let's see what else we got. Now wormhole done. I focus on Jumper, Bungee, Layer 0, sometimes deBridge, Orbiter, All2 when I can't find a route. Pretty good. Make sure you're also doing Hyperlane though. Make sure to add that to the list. Have you checked out Supra? Supra, they're on testnet, if I'm not mistaken. If we're talking about the same thing, Supra is on testnet. And yes, I have been farming Supra for a long time. How many wallets are you farming? Actively, around 7. Good idea to make some stream for perp decks with points. Sure, that would be great. Sure, I could do that. Which route are the best for Stargate? Well, Stargate is the route. That is the route actually. Stargate Finance is the route. But what you can use that includes, or that they get the route, video. Yeah, so this is MiniBridge. For Stargate Finance, I think you can use Jumper. You can use OMNIBTC. I think that's it. I'm not sure. Because usually you would have to select Stargate Finance as a route. And I think on Bungee that is not available, because usually they just give you one option for Bungee. Orbiter, they're not giving you options. So it really depends if they are using Target Finance. Oh, SushiSwap, yeah. SushiSwap also. The only thing with Sushi though is that they are not tokenless. So still good to diversify a little bit, but overall not something that I'm using every day. Use Hyperlane, but that 0.27 TIA fee is nuts. Yeah, I am only using it one time, but what I'm gonna be using is all of the other options. So Nautilus, Merkley also is good. And you don't really need to be using Neutron. If you do it from Celestia to Menta, I don't think you need to be paying 0.27 TIA. Any good routes in deBridge for less fees? Can you change the route on deBridge? Because I don't know how to do it. Unless that is from DNL. I'm not sure you can change the route for deBridge. I think they only give you one option. I think. How much do you allocate per wallet? Do you rotate your funds between them? Of course. Usually anywhere between 500 to 1.5K, depending on the type of wallet. So I have 3 wallets, which are for things that are a little bit more risky. So usually I keep like $200 in them. And all of my other wallets, usually like 500, 1K, 1.5. And if what I'm trying to do is add a lot of volume, then maybe I would send some funds into them. So I would remove maybe 1K here, 1K here. And in the end, I have something like 3, 4K so I can add as much volume as possible with the less amount of fees. So once I'm done, then I'm gonna be moving my funds around again. Obviously, just because it is easier. If I have 4K and I wanna add 40K in volume, I only need 10 transactions. But if I have $400, then I need 100 transactions. And that can be pretty expensive. So yes, sometimes I do send my funds. But obviously not to the wallet. So I send it back to the CEX, to a different deposit address, and from there I remove it from the CEX to the other wallet. Just so they don't get connected. That's the best way to do it. So yeah, in terms right now of priority, Layer 0 is still my top priority, I would say, in terms of bridges or bridging technology. Then I would add Hyperlane. So Hyperlane right now is the second. And I just like Layer 0 a little bit more just because I'm pretty sure we're going to be receiving it over the next few months. But for Hyperlane, I don't know when. It might be in the next few months. It might be next year. We don't know. Hopefully in the next few months. So Hyperlane would be number 2. Then number 3 for me is either deBridge or Jumper. But again, I have a lot of volume on Jumper already. So I'm still using it. But I would say number 3 most likely is deBridge. Number 4, Jumper. Number 5, Orbiter. Number 6, SquidRouter. And then number 7, Auto. And 8, sometimes MiniBridge, but to be honest, I haven't used MiniBridge in a long time. And I don't farm it on all of my wallets. I added some volume on just 1 or 2 wallets and that's it. So if I receive something out of it, cool. If not, it's also cool. I think that's it for the bridges I am using. Again, we do have the other one, which is Super Bridge, but I'm not too interested in that. Is 6 transaction on ZK Sync? Wait. Yeah, is 6 transactions on ZK Sync per day is more or is good? If you're asking if 6 transactions per day on ZK Sync are good, that's completely okay. Yeah, I have added more than 20-30 transactions in a day on ZK Sync. It really depends on what you're doing. If you're actively trying to do something, yeah, for sure you can go above 30, 100, whatever you want. Doesn't really matter, as long as you're not doing the same thing over and over. But 6 per day is pretty good. If your goal is obviously to farm it. By the end of the month, you should have at least 100 transactions. So that should be pretty good. But if what you're trying to achieve is just days active, 1 or 2 is actually more than enough. You don't need to go to 6. But if you're trying to increase your transaction count, yeah, for sure, go to 6. You mentioned some video building 10K or more volume with only 500. Do you swap back and forth to do that? Yes, that's what I do. $500, you will need 20 transactions, 20 swaps. I swap back and forth. Now, when I say back and forth, it is not that I'm taking 20 transactions with the same token. So I'm not doing like ETH, USDC back and forth. No, I do ETH, USDC, and then from USDC to maybe USDT, then maybe I bring it back to USDC, and then maybe I swap it to DAI or any token. Then I go and mint a free NFT or an NFT that is worth like $5. I add some liquidity somewhere. I just mix it up. But in the end, the goal is just for me to go to 20 transactions so I can add 10K in volume. We want max allocation. Well, max allocation actually depends on the time that you have been using a project. Yeah, volume is cool, but unless you have a lot of size, days active is way more important than volume. Way more important. My primary wallet on ZK Sync, I think the volume right now is like 21K, and I have another wallet with 40K, and they don't have the same ranking. The one with 40, 45K, 44K, I've been using it for the past 5 months, and the ranking is pretty bad. Like top 15% or something like that, 12%. And the other one is top 0.05%. Do you run nodes? No, not at the moment. I do want to get some information about them, to be honest. But I'm kind of dumb, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do so. Way is currently at 425. I know. ETH was actually printing some dildo candles today. Let's see if I can bring that. If I do Hyperliquid. Dude, look at that. Look at these candles. This is just liquidation. People getting liquidated over and over. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And most likely this should go up to 2.7K. Yo, I saw that Zeta is actually doing pretty good, but I sold. What's the price? Yep, motherfucker. That motherfucker. 2.6 or 2.06. And I sold at 1.86 or 76. I don't know. God damn. Cool. What's the market cap now? 489. Not bad. Pretty good. Most likely it can go up to maybe 600, 550. Using ZK Sync for 12 months, but I started making volume recently. I was using ZK Sync for the past 12 months with only $50, now with more than $500. Is it good? For sure. $500 is more than enough for you to add a lot of volume. More than enough. What else? I've been using ZK Sync for the past 311 days. Great. That would be what? 11 months? So you started back when ERA started, most likely. Looking pretty good. ETH is looking great. BTC at 50K. Nice. TIA at 19. Soy at 1.76. Really? Dimension 7.3. You know that most likely these prices for altcoins will go up in maybe a few days, because usually it is first BTC, then ETH, then altcoins, and right now ETH is really going up. So most likely over the next few days we should see an increase in price for this token. So if you're planning to purchase something, maybe now is the right time to DCA a little bit. AVAX $40, Pendo at $3. Dude, I saw Pendo at 40 cents. DYDX. I am holding DYDX. I purchased DYDX at $1, so I am in profit. Since 2023, I think it was, or 22, I don't know. 23, last year. Pith, Aptos, Zai. I also like this one a lot. Zai. What's up, Osama? I was doing ZK Sync testnet even before the mainnet launch. Nice. We're still super early into farming Airdrop. Back then, ZK Sync was only in Lite. Yeah, I also started with ZK Sync Lite, and maybe a month after that, we had ZK Sync Era. Phantom, Maker. Dude, everything is looking pretty good today. Polkadot, that is just some bullshit. PancakeSwap, FTT. Is that FTX token? FTT? I think so. Super. Caspa, god damn it, 14 cents already. Alrighty, okay. So, is it too late to do Kinza? No, it is not. You still have time until April. Obviously, you have less time now if you start today, but still, you guys can participate. And it is pretty easy to rank high on Kinza if you're using something like $500 or $1,000. So yeah, go ahead and use it, obviously, if you want to. What do you think about Pixel Future? I know nothing or next to nothing about them, to be honest. So, no comments on Pixel. Solana 110. God damn it. This bull run is going to be freaking crazy. And I cannot wait for all the scams that we're gonna have. If you guys are old enough, let me know in the comments, in the chat, if you were here for node season in 2021, 2023, 22, Wonderland, Tor nodes, Power nodes, Polar nodes. What else we had? A lot of dumb shit. But Wonderland was the first one, I think. Oh, OHM is another one. OHM. With the 10 million APY per week. What's up, Max? How you differentiate when an airdrop is on the farm versus it's not profitable? For example, Fluidity, I don't see it getting much traction. Kind of hard to say, to be honest. So on the farm, it really depends on the type of project that it is. So for example, if we have a blockchain that got 20,000 users, obviously that is on the farm. 50,000 users, still on the farm. 100,000 users, that is still pretty on the farm for a blockchain. Now, if you say a DEX, they got 100,000 users, well, that's pretty big for a DEX. So it really depends on the type of project that you're looking at the moment. Then how much money they're making, how much volume you're seeing moving around. For example, for Fluidity, it might look small, but only from the airdrop event, I think they move around $1 billion, if I'm not mistaken, or close to $1 billion. That was the information that I got a few days ago. So that is not small at all. Even though the TVL looks small, but that is because for the TVL to increase, you need to be holding the FUSDC. So once you sell it, obviously the TVL will continue to decrease. Drip, yep. Drip was another one. Toro nodes, red light, yes. Titano, yes. Vapor nodes, yes, dude. Yep. That's crazy. I think I still have Vapor. Let's see. I think I have Vapor in my wallet. Or one of my wallet. Let me check. Yeah, I do have Vapor. Here it is. It is worth $142, but I cannot take it out. And I have $6.31 as reward. My pleasure. Right, I saw last tweet about they reaching 1 billion in volume. Pretty crazy. I'm still farming, by the way. Yeah. To be honest, I just added some volume into Fluidity just because I was able to add some volume into Jumper. So in the end, if I make some money, even if it is small, I'm still happy about it because I still need to add some volume into Jumper. So I'm just doing something that is 2-in-1. ETH gas fee is killing my farming routine today. Yeah, I haven't added a lot of volume this week, or actually last week, just because of ETH gas fee. I'm just adding 1 or 2 transactions just to continue to be active, but it is extremely expensive. Last week, just to bridge using layer 0 on Jumper, it was $6. Now, I think it is like $2 after you do your transaction and you pay for everything. I have 44 transactions on StartNet volume, around 1K, and I used it for 3 months for 2 wallets. Can I get the airdrop? Depends if you added the volume before the snapshot. That's the main question. It looks like they took the snapshot back in November. If it was, or if you added your volume before that date, most likely you should be good. Iron Finance, another one. Yeah, Mark Cuban got wrecked. Yeah, exactly. All those. You can also add all those by using Fluidity. Pirate Nodes, another one that I lost some money. Dude. Dude. Yeah, Pirate Nodes. I think I lost like $120 on Pirate Nodes. On Red Light, I lost also a lot of money. But the one that was my biggest loss was actually Polar nodes. I think I lost 1.4K. Yeah, I think at 1.4. For Wonderland, I actually made money from Wonderland. And I cashed out, then I started moving it into other projects. Tor nodes, I lost. Vapor, I actually made money from Vapor because instead of just taking back, I was selling to make my money. Power nodes made like $20 and I put in like $250 into Power node. It was pretty bad, and most likely we can expect the same thing for this year. Trust me, we will see the same BS. The 1 million API, then we will have someone coming into crypto in 2024, 2025. They will see it and say, oh, I can just stake for 1 week and then I can make this and then I can do that. Yeah, right. You're gonna get fucked, most likely. Carbon Finance. What was Carbon Finance? Another node project? I don't remember, to be honest. I did 60K on Hyperliquid and I got 3 points. What the fuck? It depends on when you took your transactions because they have snapshot. So if you took some of these transactions after the snapshot, most likely you should be getting the points after it. But I don't think you're gonna be receiving 3 points for 60K. Also, you guys need to know, now on Hyperliquid, there is more people using it. So that means they were giving away 1 million points per week. So now we're a little bit diluted on Hyperliquid, a little bit. I'm still adding a lot of volume on it, but now it is a little bit harder for us to farm it. So yeah, most likely next week you should be getting some more points. I think they cut or they do the snapshot every Tuesday or Monday, not sure. So yeah, wait until Thursday. Most likely you should be getting your points. Hopefully you can get a little bit more, most likely. So let's see how it goes. So yeah, basically that's it. I think that's all we had to cover for today. Make sure you start adding some volume, guys, because I don't want to see the same thing that we start using deBridge, Hyperlane, and then a month after it, snapshot. So make sure to be early enough, use all the bridges, add some volume, maybe test it out, see which one is less expensive for you so you guys can use it. But again, for me, the list is layer 0, Hyperlane, Jumper, deBridge, and then Orbiter. That's it. There is a DDoS attack on the Dimension Network website at the moment, while that affects transaction Dimension in Kepler as well. I don't know, to be honest. If it is on the network, yes, but if it is on the website, no. Drift got 27 million in funding. Yeah, I saw that. Pretty good. Also, Drift is not that overfarmed, to be honest. If you look into the point system on Drift, I think right now there is like 35,000 users that are receiving points in Drift, on Drift. So I think it is quite good right now to add some volume into Drift. Also, the point system is until, we're in February, until April. Yeah, until April. It is for 3 months. And now with the 27 million funding, I do think they might do pretty good. So it is not that overfarmed. Avo is good, I think. Yeah, I do think Avo is pretty good. I'm still adding volume every single day. Are you bridging with Bungie? Yes, I am using Bungie. Token for StarkNet. Still waiting. How many points do you have on Orbiter? Depends on the wallet. On this one, which is the one that I use for the live stream, like 42 points. On my main, I think I have 300 and something. And another one like 117, something like that. Less than 400 on most of them. Which project would you farm for a newcomer to Solana? All the main ones, even though I'm not really expecting a huge airdrop out of it. But I would do Drift for sure. I would try to add a lot of volume on Drift. Only issue is that you're going to be spending a lot from losses unless you know how to trade. And even then, if you know how to trade, usually if you are a trader, you shouldn't be adding a lot of transactions per day. So still, you're going to be losing some funds on Drift. But I do think it is worth it. Like in the end, if you lose $50, $100 just from gas fee and losses, most likely you should do more than $100 from an airdrop. I haven't received any type of airdrop that is under $100. So Drift would be number one. And from there, just some staking. So if I have some funds that I'm not planning to use it, I might allocate a little bit into MarginFi, take a loan, allocate it into Camino. Same for Meteora. Also Parcel is good, but it is kind of complex. I have like 15 souls sitting on Kraken, might as well use them. Yeah, for sure. Actually, if you do that, I'm pretty sure you're gonna do well. So if you allocate 15 sol into MarginFi, you take a loan against it, then you use that loan to go into Camino, you stake it, and then you take another loan so you can use that to trade on Drift. Most likely you should do pretty good. I got 3 points and my ranking is 16k, still waiting for my OG points. I have 10k volume in Drift before the points announcement. Okay. MarginFi, Camino, Parcel. Yeah, exactly. Again, Parcel is good, but it is a little bit more complex. So if it is the first time that you're getting involved with staking, you might go first with the other one. Unless if you can understand, if you do understand how it works, sure, go ahead with Parcel. So yeah, that's it guys for today. See you back tomorrow. Make sure to add some volume. Make sure to be consistent. See you later.